All righty, everybody. Welcome back for another show of the War Room. As you can see, we've got two of the big hitters in wargaming with us today. Tony and Ralph. Hey, all right. Nice to see you guys. We also dragged in some people from the street for free.
Just off the street.
Well, of course, we have one, the only, the Gazilla, Mark Walker. How's it going, Mark?
Go Phillies.
Go Phils. All right. Oh. And of course, I can't even believe we've got Herman on today with the Vols.
Go Vols.
All right. Lots to talk about today, lots to get into, lots of information and breaking news, which we'll get into in a little bit. But first, how has everybody been this week?
Well, I had a bit of a catastrophe on Sunday when I turned my computer on. It went nah.
The hamster finally died, huh?
Yeah, the toaster's finally gone. Blue screen of death. The only big thing is, of course, I'm back on. I've got another computer refurbed. It's compared to the other one. This is like the DB7 compared to my old computer. But the only problem with it is I lost all my files, or my video files, or my other files.
No,
I can't. So what I've done, I've got the there's the hard drive. So I'm hoping I've got a little thing coming tomorrow, which I can plug into that and plug into the new computer. I might be able to get some stuff back. So fingers crossed with that, because I did the videos I've done on that, they've all gone, all the bits I used. But apart from that, everything's tickety-boo. This computer
using A4 paper, that's why.
I can't.
You know, they have this thing called the cloud.
I know.
Yeah,
and it won't happen again.
You store your stuff up there. That won't happen when your computer crashes.
Ralph,
they even have special areas for all your porn films.
Ralph, I'd recommend getting. You can't see it, but I'd recommend getting one of these portable hard drives and just putting all your video files on that instead.
Well, I've got enough storage, but I mean, it's got a blooming solid state hard drive in it, as well as a normal terabyte hard drive. I can plug 3 monitors into the back of the computer. So
you should do that. You should do that.
That's on my Christmas list. So always back up, William. Yeah, I learned. You don't need to tell me now. 2020 vision. I know. But there we go. You live and learn, don't you?
That's too bad. Sorry.
As Ralph said, I had a bit of the lurgy this week, so I had lay low, didn't get much done, but had a fun night with my daughter last night.
Yeah, even I watched that, Tone.
Yeah, we had a blast with that. So we're naming it Family Friday Fights. So she had a great time, really enjoyed it. She's got her friends jumping in and playing and learning, or like watching too. So it was really, really a good time. We had a great time. She's looking forward to do it. We won't do it this next week because she turns 15 on Wednesday.
Oh, nice.
So she's having her friends over Friday. We might record something Thursday and just put it up for Friday, just to have it keep it going. Maybe record the next one.
I tell you what, Tone, it was quite funny. How many was it? First turn she won?
1.5 turns. Yeah,
right,
1.5 turns. Yeah.
And then the second time you played, I could hear the desperation in your voice. Your voice went up half an octave, and it was like, "I've got to win this. You can't." I think she let you win, actually. To be honest.
Yeah, possibly. Although it was interesting, but she had a lot of fun, and it was a good time. We had a great time with it, and 5 minutes before we were about ready to go on, she's like, "Hey, I forgot how to play." I'm like, "Oh, okay, here we go. This card does this, and then that's good." So
what'd you play? You played CNC Ancients?
Yeah. We're playing. She really is big into the Greeks and Sparta. So there's a CNC website that has fan-made stuff, and so they put the Spartan hegemony. So everything after the Peloponnesian War, all the battles, including some fan-created ones. So we're going to go right down the list, chronological. Although it's weird, the first one is like 362 BC, and then it goes chronological 404. So I'm like, I just got to fit that in. Into the right place, so that way.
That web page has got the fanzine ones and everything. Do you have to have? I suppose you have to have the specific expansion to do it.
Yeah. I've got all but the epics, and I think there's one other one I don't have either. But I have everything I need to do those ones. So, but she had fun with that one, and yeah. But yeah, the middle of the week, I'm like, I need to record, but like my voice was just gone, and my students were happy.
Well, you should have a couple of lessons from me. Being a vocal coach, I can tell you how to sort your voice out, warm it up, project without causing. You're speaking up here, you see, instead of down there. That's the problem.
Got to use the diaphragm.
Yeah, diaphragm, right?
Yeah, and keep this. This is the drain pipe. Yeah, keep that relaxed. Don't talk or sing up here.
Yeah.
Well, let's say hi to all of our friends
everybody
out there. Let everyone know that we appreciate them for coming out tonight. We do appreciate everyone. Don't forget, next week, guys, we're going to be an hour behind because we're going to have the hour change tonight, actually at like midnight tonight or 2 o'clock or whatever. So next week's show will be an hour later than normal. It'll still be at 4 o'clock, but because of the hour change, it'll throw everyone off.
Well, this one is where we are 1 hour behind. It's only 8 o'clock now, 10 past 8 instead of 10
you're going to get a lot of Magic the Arena in tonight then.
Yeah, get a few of these. I'll have a few of these so I can swear at the monitor at the people playing it. Yeah.
As soon as those blue cards come up and they start stopping you from doing everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I just go concede. So
yeah. So that's why we're going to have a lot of late comers next week because everybody will forget of the hour change and everyone will show up. And
no, they're all
like, no, you should have been an hour ago.
I do want to say congratulations to E4 Airman. He won my contest. So and I could almost drive it to him. He lives in Zanesville.
And who is that game donated?
I have no idea.
Come on, we're primed.
He won point blank from Lock and Load.
Yay!
Hey.
So
we have a drinking game
but
now.
I have a game from our current guest up here today. It's actually my next project that I'm going to be doing. So
you're trying to get in their pocket now. We've got to have two.
Totally. I'm shameless, just like you, bro.
I know.
They want to send me free games. I'll take them and I'll put them on my channel. I have no problem with that.
You're a hussy. Hussy.
Yep, that's for sure. The old school tactical, I've been yelling about them for years and years, and finally people start listening. So that's good.
It's I'm having a lot of fun with it. I really am. It's fun. It's not it's not complicated. It's easy to jump in. Mm-hmm. Once I read the rules, I'm like, oh, this makes sense. And then boom, I'm up and going. I'm doing it a little videoing a little different. So it's gonna be interesting. It's a new kind of project that I'm doing.
You got a new setup, haven't you?
Well, I'm actually using the gimbal, so I'm going to be it's going to be really getting into where everything's at. So it's.
Who do you think you are, Stuka Joe?
I'm trying. Yeah.
I was just going to mention Stuka Joe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's got it down. I don't have the money to build his setup, but I'm going to do the best I can with what I've got. So.
Yeah,
there you go.
Setup there is right.
There you go. Well, we also have some stuff going on here that maybe we should let people know about. That's not it. It's the other thing.
Somebody's got their speakers on.
Bam!
We're hearing a bit of an echo. Somebody's got their speakers on.
It's me.
I knew it was you, Mark. I didn't want to point you out, but now you've admitted it. Okay, it's you.
Yeah.
So we got 3 days left on the Most Fearful Sacrifice. Looks like 602 people are backing it so far. So pretty good turnout for a second Kickstarter so quickly after the first one.
Yeah, I think we're happy with that number, right, Mark?
What did you say?
What? Who's speaking? Speaking now.
What'd you say, Herm?
Oh, I said I think we're happy with 600 backers, right?
Sure, I'm happy. I'm always happy. You know me.
Sure,
it's all sunshine and flowers. Matter of fact, the best meme I've seen with the time change is, don't forget, tonight we changed from sunshine and laughter to darkness and misery.
I saw that one too. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good one. So
I tried plugging in my headphones and it doesn't work. So I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Well, I think you've got to turn off the speakers and lip read.
Exactly. I'll do that.
I guess going like this won't help then because you won't be able to hear any.
No.
So that's exciting. Most fearful sacrifice.
Yeah, I had Nate Rogers, LGB Gamer, there suggest that we add a zombie variant as the next stretch goal.
Oh God.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Too much work.
I know, that's a
Too
lot of
much
work.
I love the little border strips too. I love
already
these
have
little
Everybody loves those border strips. We came up with
Actually,
them first,
I'm
I
using
think,
them.
for
I'm using them for the volume 3, the old school tech.
yeah, right.
Are they to block off the map you're using? Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's rather than have these silly markers that we all have used in the past, you can just lay them down and they stick to the map because they're neoprene, so they don't want to slide
that's
real
cool.
easily. We did it for the first time with Old School Tactical Volume 2. So
Right.
we've done it ever since then.
It's a lot easier than laying out pennies and little crosses or whatever else.
Right.
Yeah.
and actually like stick to the map. So that's even
Right.
the best part of
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
we're
so-
very happy with what's going on with the Kickstarter.
good. We're gonna have another third one, or is this it? Is this gonna be the
This will
wind up?
probably be it.
Yeah.
I would think this is going to be it.
Or
but-
you mean for Fearful Sacrifice?
Yeah.
This will
yeah.
probably be it.
Okay.
I mean, everybody's
get it
had a
now,
chance to
boys,
get it.
before it goes out of print. It's gonna go out of print quick.
yeah,
It will. It will.
yeah, we
Yes,
have to.
we're not
and you'll be
ordering a
paying
lot of
$300,
extra.
$400, for $500 online for it. So
I
Yeah,
might
we're gonna
order a
have to
second
put
one to
next
sell
one.
it. Yeah,
We
I
have
might
to
order
put
a
it
second
at
one just
some
to
point.
sell it off once the once it goes out of
Zero,
print.
That's not the wargaming way, is it? Come on, that's not. Yeah,
I could sell it for a bundle and buy more
I
war
know.
games.
I
It makes
know,
somebody
I know.
happy.
Lucky.
I know
Yeah,
a lot of
we are
people
gonna-
on pre-orders order multiples, so for that
Right.
reason, because that's the hobby we have.
Yep.
We are
Yeah,
going to print enough to sell them to the large resellers we have in Europe
Mm.
and America, because that's the only way Europeans can get it. So, I mean, it will be available through people like Udo Gribe, Second Chance Games, El Tercio Viejo, the two French resellers we work with. But that will pretty much do it. By the time we fulfilled all the Kickstarter orders, then the reseller orders, I bet we won't have 24 games left.
right.
Yeah,
I've been
I
meaning
ordered
to
the
ask
upgrade
you.
kit, so
This one being a Civil War game, and we know Ruff doesn't know anything about the Civil War.
No,
for
there's
America.
there's two things I know about the Civil War. Nothing and bugger all.
There you go. I'm
I
just
do
wondering
know,
how
actually, to be
many
fair,
overseas orders. I mean, is this? I would think like you get like 90% of the orders from the U.S. and then just a few outside the U.S. Is that because of the
I think it's
yeah,
a bit-
I would say
bit more than
between
that.
85 and 90% are U.S. When we made the decision not to ship to Europe because of the intensive VAT and other tax regulations and stuff, we actually were having to hire English lawyers, getting English tax IDs, and then Germany comes over and goes, okay, well, that doesn't help here for Germany. And at some point we just said, well, screw it. We're sorry, but it's too much for a little company like this. But,
Terrible, isn't it?
that was one of the things we looked at is that, the time we save compared to the sales we lose, it's just more financially feasible to just ship to North America. And not even all of North America. Isn't Greenland considered part of North America? I think we only ship to Canada and the U.S.
What?
Okay.
No, Mark.
Can-
No.
North America.
Arabia.
North America. Got it.
All right. Okay.
Herman,
Yes.
got anything new going on since the last time I talked to you?
nothing.
Like
I've
a
been
week,
just-
like 3 days ago?
What's this game you're supposed to be bringing out? I hear whispers of it in, with my contacts. This blood something is supposed to be coming out.
Blood pudding.
Yeah, blood black pudding. No, I hear this. When's this coming out?
Blood something? What?
What's this game you got coming out with laboratories and things? I hear that might be coming out sometime in the next century.
The Plum Island Horror?
Yeah, Plum Island Horror. Yes,
Oh, I
that's
was
it.
going to say, where'd the blood come from?
Well, I assume, wasn't it going to be Blood Island or something before?
Yeah, that's
my God.
I just dreamed that. Sorry, Herman. When's that coming out?
that is still in the art department at GMT.
Can you tell him, please, that Ruff is waiting for his copy? Can you tell him, please?
I will send
Ask
a
that one.
message over there immediately.
Because we're all waiting for it.
Yeah, they don't tell me too much as far as how far it's progressing along. We did make some progress, though. I know that. So I have actually seen the map, the finished map, and it looks great.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
It does look really good.
Yep.
So,
What do you mean it does look very good? How come you've seen it?
But they probably don't
I'm
know
just saying it
themselves.
looks really good.
What's
I'm
this?
just saying, it looks
What's
really
going on?
good.
What's going on?
That's the
they're
thing,
keeping
when
us out-
people
they're keeping us
ask-
out the loop, mate. They're keeping us out the
When
loop.
people ask what game is coming out when and all that, once there are companies like CMON that actually have a publishing schedule and the people to meet it. Everyone else, it's just the best they can do. And
Right.
that includes GMT, MMP, Flying Pig Games, Compass Games.
Look at it. Look.
Yep, 1081.
Over 1,000.
Wow.
Look.
That's pretty good. I mean, when we first started a couple months ago talking about this, it was at 792, and we were,
Yeah.
trying to get it up to 800. So yeah, all right, there we go.
I mean, personally, I consider that a good number considering no artwork's been released for it at all. So it's still whole playtest art that people have seen.
Herman, it's because it's got your name on the box. All right, enough said.
Well, I don't know. It's a very unusual game for GMT, certainly.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
They're doing.
They are definitely.
They are definitely getting out of the. Yes, they're doing more.
They are.
Games. Yep.
It's a smart move, and I'm as much as people are not going to like it. It's a smart move.
It's a business move. I can understand it. Yeah.
Yes, this is a business, so it's definitely a smart move in what they're doing.
Oh,
so.
Stigler be holding one of them. Look,
it's
solitaire. It's solitaire.
It's
very solitaire friendly, obviously.
That's right.
And if we've talked about war games, you talked about board games. This is kind of like what I would consider a heavy crossover, where you can get both people that play board games, you can get people that play war games to play this kind of game, because it's right in between. If you were going to classify what is a war game and what is a board game, this is going to fall in both categories.
Right. I mean, that's the whole reason I designed it. Really, is to get different crowds together playing the same game and keeping everybody happy. So, hopefully that does that.
I think it will. It's got a fun theme to it, and it's kind of one of those gotta survive. Like, I'll easily put it out when we have our friends over. I'll pull that out, and it'll be a big hit. I know it will.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
And it's intentionally tongue in cheek too.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're going to be truly scared of it or disgusted by some of the graphics or whatever. It's all tongue in cheek.
Yeah. Well, we had what is it? House on Haunted Hill, and that was popular, but a couple of the monsters you get just are kind of blah. So I could see this one being really good. And then you have the game Horrified, which I don't have, but I've heard great things about it, and a lot of people really like it. So
I've played it. It's good. It's a good game.
Which one?
Yep.
Sorry.
Horrified. It's
Horrified. Yeah, that's a sort of 50s, 60s sort of horror.
Classic monsters.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in I'll tell you what, it's interesting for that. Now, Herman, I'm more excited about a game that you just released. The Champion Hill.
Champion Hill. Okay. The Hill of Death.
Yeah, I've been watching Kev's kind of analysis of it. It looks different enough, but similar enough that I could probably jump right into it after playing enough of the Blind Swords and stuff like that.
Yeah, Kev did a nice job covering that, and I always appreciate Kev doing it, because I know he's not really into the Civil War either, but he does do a good job with it. And I mean, that's it. Mark asked me to do a line of Civil War games for Tiny Battle, and we both agreed if we do that, we'll do something different. So it'll be more accessible. It'll cover battles that are not normally covered, right? So you're not going to get a Gettysburg or Shiloh and Antietam, all the regular stuff.
I'm interested in the Fredericksburg, actually. That's because there hasn't been much on that. So I know you're not doing that.
I accept that as a personal challenge because it's one of those battles that people tell you can't do. It's too one-sided, and I always accept that as a challenge.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, no, and it's only one-sided because historically it was one-sided. There's plenty of options to do that would make it not
exactly right. It's because the historical counterparts made certain decisions that it turned out that way, or there were historical circumstances like the pontoon bridges not getting there fast enough. Because if they had gotten there on time, may have very well been a totally different story.
Or if Burnside would have let go north to where they could cross over and come in from the north of, I think it was north. It was either north or south. Go cross over where they could take their cav across and attack from a flank.
That'll be the focus of the design. Is more of there'll be a scenario where maybe even a solitaire scenario where you do Mary's Heights and it's a frontal assault and all that kind of thing, but mostly it's going to be about what ifs. What could have happened at Fredericksburg. So
because just playing it won't be for the simulators, the people who want a simulation,
right?
Because that is a battle where it simulates horribly. Why even bother?
Right.
So
exactly.
The what ifs are what really makes a difference on that.
Yep, I agree.
Now,
well, thank you. I appreciate you looking forward to that.
Yeah,
and that game, these little, they're not mini games, but they're smaller battles. Are they small? There's not a lot of components in there. Is that right? I'm asking for a reason because we were talking about this before we came on. Now I'm waiting for that to come because I'd like to try one, but they're still not over here. But we were talking about print and play, so it's a small enough game to not burn your computer out.
It would be easy to make your own copy of Hill of Death.
Yeah,
but if you can pick up one of the ones that's professionally printed, it's one of the nicest games we've done. It's very nice.
I'm not doubting that. I'm just saying it's not over here yet. It'll be months before it gets over here. So
maybe not months, but yeah, it's going to be weeks for sure. Yeah,
it'll be Christmas. It'll be a good Christmas gift.
You know what, Ruff? I wanted to ask you. So I know this came up with European customers and I always say, well, you can always do the print and play. I mean, anybody can get a print and play game anywhere in the world, really, theoretically.
Except you don't make it in A4. We had this discussion. Anyway, yeah.
Right. Right. But is there a company in England that would take like a PNP file and maybe do a little bit more of a professional PNP job with it where you pay a little bit more, but they're nicely mounted and you know what I mean?
Not that I know of.
Because we have a company called Game Crafters that I think do something like that where they deluxify PNP. So you're paying more, but you're not paying the price.
And I've ordered from them to get the cards for Red Storm. I think that's the company that does the cards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the company. Yeah,
you've got all the info of the planes on just a player aid. It's like, oh crikey, you get the nice cards of all the info on it. Yeah, I've used them before. We've got nothing. I don't think, unless people in the chat can tell me over here that will do that.
Right.
So you can go to Game Crafter and take our files and have them print our game. Is that what you're saying, Herm?
I don't know.
I don't think you can. I think that they would say, no, we can't touch that. That would be a copyright infringement.
If there was something like a printing company, like Staple,
like Office Max,
I took the files.
Right. How does Office Max do it? I don't know, but
it depends on the person.
My gut tells me that I don't know that I would want Game Crafter printing our games.
I'm not even saying as a company. I'm just saying if Ruff decided to bring this PNP file to a company and say, "Hey, do a nice job for me,"
I don't think there is one.
You'd have to try and see what happens.
Yeah. I don't think there is one, to be honest. That would mount the counters or even print them I don't mind mounting them. I mean, I can print the things out and mount them and varnish them, and I can do a good job on counters.
Right. Well, with Hill of Death, it's a little easier, but obviously doing it with the Most Fearful Sacrifice would require a lot of work. And
somebody over here has printed out Old School Tactical, and I know you have as well. I know you have, but somebody over here printed it out.
But that was back in the days when we actually were shipping overseas off the Kickstarters.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, Volume 3 was one of the key volumes that convinced us this is crazy. We were actually losing a couple of dollars per copy for every game we shipped to England off the Kickstarter.
Well, you shouldn't put so much in it then.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. And that is the way you should always value games, just the rote amount of cardboard. Not how good the game is, how beautiful the game is.
You need to make sure there's plenty of content.
You got in there.
Yeah, that's how much shit you got in there. That is it. Yeah, that's going to go down as one of the things from Top Businessman. What makes you a good business? How much shit it's got in the box.
That's it. That's
it.
Ruff just demonetized us. Oh,
Sorry.
wait, it's been over 3 minutes, right? Yeah, we're okay.
It's okay. He's all right. But it is important how much content is in the game box, and giving the customers a lot of content is important.
It's important, yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about
having a good game as well. Does matter.
I got this on sale. I got this on your guys' like $50 sale, which I wish I would have picked up the expansion too, the Hellbent.
Yeah.
But now I'm thinking I'm just going to go ahead and do the print and play because it's not a full thing. And I actually have a poster printer at school that does a really good job.
No, not anymore.
And it's only one sheet of counters.
Hello, Jim.
Yeah, and it's only and I'm getting better at counters. They're not great, but they're serviceable. I would make sure I disclaimed that if I was videoing them. These are my counters. These are not the counters you get from there. So I'll make sure it's clear. So,
making counters is a pain in the ass.
Tony, how do you do your counters? How do you make them?
Basically, I print them on like sticker sheets.
Yeah.
And then I put the sticker sheet on. It's like a cardboard sheet, and I can do two-sided because if I cut it right, and then put it the one side, and then I can flip it over and make sure they're lined up.
As long as they've been.
Do you use one of those paper cutters like this? You know the.
Yep.
You ought to come out with some pretty good counters that way.
It does. It actually does. Yeah. Jester. I can do it.
Knife, man.
I can do it.
No cutters, no work crap.
The problem is with print and play with some companies is that when you have to do double-sided counters and you think, if I trim that like that, and then trim the other side like that, and then stick them like that, and then cut them out. Oh, I've got half a counter on the other side.
You have to make sure. Yeah.
Because they don't print them properly.
Yeah, now, sticking that backside on is tough.
When I make my counters, I always do a sort of test bit to make sure. And then if they are, I can count. But then I do things like they're clipped, of course, and then they're spray varnished.
I haven't done that.
Because they look nice. They look like counters. Yeah. You spray them a couple of coats of varnish on, and they look nice as well. Because the ones I haven't done, they're very matte.
I'll tell you what really looks good. You might want to try is that they have George is getting ready to go up 21-3. They
it's right.
Anyhow,
they
have photo paper, right? We've all heard of photo paper, so you can print your photos or whatever. But if you print the counters on the photo paper, that's high gloss. Now the thing is there's no stickum on the back of the photo paper, so you have to get the 3M spray.
Yeah,
and there is a larger margin for error, but if you take your time and get it right. Those ones you make on photo paper, I mean, they look damn good.
They do look good. The problem is, I don't think my computer would cope with that.
So I made these counters for the Mike Lambo, the book game. The which one was it? This is the medieval battles of Britain. And somebody made counters, and so they're pretty good. I just used I didn't varnish them. They're only one-sided, but they turned out pretty well, I thought.
Yeah,
and I clipped them too.
Yeah.
And the type of board I like to use is called illustration board.
Right. That's
You
what I
can-
use. Yeah.
I can get it from the local office supply store, but it gives you a good thickness
Yeah.
without it being too thick.
Oh, Mike, those Mike's talking about the Red Sash games. They're really beautiful, but yeah, they're way too expensive to buy as a box for them.
Yeah, they're kind of like La Bataille games.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
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 Spray
Spray, I mean,
glue is the best.
sometimes
Yeah, I
I
actually have it. I've used spray glue. I do use it. So
Sometimes I just use a Pritt stick. If you're careful with it,
See?
it's fine.
You see these? Can you guys see these?
yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
One of these is actually manufactured, and one of these I made. Which one do you think is which?
Well, with your
They both
720,
look bad.
yeah. They both look a bit blurry. You paid money for that, did you?
I can't.
Oh.
What game is it?
Terra Mystica.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Um,
I'm going to say that it's the one on my left, which would be your right, you made.
This one?
Yes, sir.
oh.
Oh, look, that's almost like one of those Carfax commercials.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, what my point is, when you get good at making it, you're not going to be able to tell the difference between published or your own creation. And sometimes, you can actually make it better. I was doing ASL and reprinting the maps and all the counters, and I said to myself, well, this is dumb. Why do I need these little tiny counters? So I actually made 1-inch counters for ASL, and they look so much better, and they played better. So
Yeah. Mo says at 720p they all look the same.
Yeah.
There's this guy that did a remake of Herm's Invaders game from Dimension X, and we featured his remake in Ya Magazine, and the guy used wooden counters, and I mean it looked fantastic, didn't it, Herm?
Oh yeah, it was wonderful.
Much better than what you could buy from Tiny Battle. And I think with some people, it's almost the same as painting miniatures.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like a craft. It's relaxing to them. They enjoy it.
That's why I clip counters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is. And it's something you can do watching TV too with the clipping.
Yeah. Not while I'm watching a stupid football game that should be a 38-point blowout and is 7-7 tied at halftime.
I mean,
I literally
I
almost stopped watching sports today again.
I mean, I did
What game are you talking about?
Ohio State, Northwestern.
Oh,
I did a
Wow.
Right, shut up about bloody. I did a complete reprint of Carrier. I did my own print and play version of Carrier.
Carrier.
And, yeah, Carrier. The 1980 game.
Yeah. I've got a copy
They
of
had
the game.
different. I don't feel that can work. They had different counters to
Your
normal.
camera's not focusing on it.
I know. Shut up. Hold on. Yeah, I think it's my camera.
Oh, that's horrible.
In and out.
But yeah, I did. But they're double-sided as well. You see, that's the other side done. So that
I will say I was doing a play test of a game, and I'm not going to mention the game because he's a buddy of mine. And they sent me the play test because I wanted to do the actual physical counters. They gave me the Vassal one, but I wanted to, play physical wise.
Mhm.
And they sent me the counters, and one side was like 5/8 counters, and the other side was like 3/4 counters size, 3/4 of an inch.
Weird.
So when I put them back to back, it wasn't
Right.
good. I was like, oh fudge! I'm just gonna play it on Vassal then. So, but yeah, it was funny. I'm like, hey, these don't match up, and they're like, whoa, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it can be tough. Thomas the intern also has gotten really good at doing counters. So when we're working on a game,
You
and I wanna
overworked
say,
that poor
"That
guy,
looks
let me tell you.
That looks
right,
good. Jeff.
give him a break or give him a raise or something.
No, and did you print those out, or did you have those printed out?
What?
Those maps, those OST
Oh, I
maps.
print everything out. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
didn't
I
go
know
to
that-
Office Max or whatever?
No, I don't go to Office Max.
He uses. He does what Tony does. He uses the one at work.
Okay.
But look,
See,
there's a place
I
I've
can't
seen
do
where-
that because my one at work is Well,
where I can
why
get
not?
maps done. Here's the map for Carrier, which I got done from a company. So that's brilliant. So I've got the whole game. So you can do it, is what I'm saying. You can do it if you put the time and effort in.
Yes, you can. Here's a just a
Mo says he doesn't do a lot of crafting himself either. You should see some of the miniatures Mo painted.
Yeah, see, he gives it. Yeah, he does. He's a brilliant painter because I've seen some of them. So
It is. I mean, he is really good.
Yeah.
Mo said Thomas the intern used to be Thomas the tank
train.
engine, so that's why he just keeps
He used
going.
to be Thomas the what? He was once
Tank
a
engine.
train.
Yeah, no, Thomas the tank engine. Yeah, Ruff knows about Thomas. Anybody that has kids should know about Thomas.
Yeah,
the tank
Thomas
engine.
the tank engine.
Ooh.
And then you have Thomas's German, was it German cousin, and it's the big railgun.
Oh yeah, the Big Bertha. Yeah.
They've changed it now. They can't call. Yeah, it had the Fat Controller. The Fat Controller's like the station master. That's what. They call it.
Yeah.
You
Mr.
can't
Sir
call him
Topham
that
Hat.
anymore. You can't call him the Fat Controller.
Oh god.
He's Sir
Really?
Topham Hat. I thought.
No, you can't because it's you have to call him a slightly overweight. Because people it triggers people. So seriously, they've changed it. The Reverend must be spinning in his grave.
And he designed that for his kids too, if I remember that, or grandkids.
Yeah, it was a Reverend, I think. Reverend, I can't remember the chap's name.
Mhm.
But
Anyway,
no,
can we talk about apples and bananas now?
Yeah. So I'm excited about what you guys are doing with Tiny Battles Publishing and with Flying Pig Games. And I was interested in the Curse Platoon game because it's tactical. And what do we need, Ruff? How many more tactical games do we need?
Just one more.
Yep, there we go. Is there any plan to do more with that system, or is that kind of
Well, the Long Road is based on that system.
okay?
So, but let me back up and say this. Just since I'm here, I might as well plug away. We just put up another pre-order on Tiny Battle, and this game is going to ship in November. It's already being produced, called Stout Hearts. And the guy that designed it, Jay Ward, y'all may have played one of these games, but he did the Battle for Ramada, and then he also did Hue. And he has this excellent solitaire system, and he took it into the Norman Bocage in 1944, and you're controlling a British infantry battalion with assets trying to work your way through the Bocage. And it is an excellent game, just like his other two. And it's up on pre-order now. It's a very attractive game, too.
Yeah, that's great.
It's an attractive price, but, I've got to wait.
Yeah,
And
sorry.
then Mark, who did the art on that?
So
I've got
is it
I've got to wait
solitaire?
for
Who did the art?
Ilya Kudrashevov.
He or she? Is that a he or she? I can't tell.
No, it's a guy. It's a guy.
Ilya Kuryakin, man from Uncle.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
I don't know what you're talking about, Ruff. Stop speaking gibberish.
I should pay more attention to how to pronounce his last name. He's a great artist to work with.
Yeah.
He's very talented. I'm lucky to be able to work with him. And yes, he did the art for that game.
Now,
He's
is it
actually doing the art for
solitaire?
my Königsgrätz game too.
Okay.
For
Good.
White Dog. Yeah.
Oh, they're 1-inch counters too. Oh, nice.
Yes, they are.
Are they already pre-rounded, punched out?
No, they aren't pre-punched out. They got a new die now, so we can still ship them as a counter sheet. We had to go to the pre-punched out for I forget what game, because the die, to make it work, we had to punch all the way through the sheet. And that created a lot of heartburn, and I can understand that.
As Alistair said, it's a good price, but unfortunately, time it gets to us, there'll be another $30 on it. So
Well,
gonna
then,
have
I
to
mean,
get-
we'll put out the print. I mean, you think Second Chance will add that much to it?
No,
I mean, I'm
I'm
sure
joking,
Second
but
Chance will order 'em.
it won't be $32 is about sort of 26, 27, 28 pound. So I reckon it'll be about, well, I don't know, 40 quid.
Okay.
So it is.
It's a solitaire game as well.
Yeah, I want it.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
That's the thing. It's solitaire.
Yeah, I want it.
Okay, I ordered it.
Okay. Thanks.
Can you order 2, Tony, and then come over for a holiday?
I would love to do that, Ralph. You don't know. I've got my daughter wanting to come over to Scotland as well, and
We'll do 1-inch counters, yeah.
my wife wants to go out with drinking with your wife, and
Yeah. Do you know what? I dread the fact if they ever meet, because that's it. They'll be, oh dear, oh law. Our lives would be misery afterwards because they'll be sharing secrets.
I have a spare room. I have a spare floor, by the way, for Ruff.
Yeah, I
stay if
might
you
have
really
to.
wanted to.
Yeah, and eventually I'll just have to come over there to the US so I can buy me bloody
I was
games.
gonna say, why don't you just, I mean, you're old enough, you might as well just retire.
Hey, watch it.
You only teach two days a week anyways. You can do that online over here.
Yeah, I could
Sell your
well,
house.
Yeah, I could do any.
Go
Yeah,
on
Watch
over
Netflix
here, and then
this
you won't
one.
have to pay for that shipping stuff.
Yeah, it has crossed my mind.
No, it hasn't. Stop.
The question
You'll
is
have to
where.
watch college football then, Ruff.
Huh?
You'll have to watch college football then if you come here.
Yeah,
Probably get into it. Probably get into it. Yeah.
You kind of can't not get into it. Well, it depends on where you live. If you live in New York City, no, forget about it.
I'm not going to live in New York City. Who would live it? No, I'm not. No.
Ruff
I'm
wants
living in Florida,
space.
Ruff.
He's
I'm
gonna
living in
he's gonna
Florida.
move to the Midwest. He
We
wants
left New
space.
York 3 years ago, and it's the best move we've made.
Yeah, I don't blame you, Herman. From what I hear, from what I see, yeah.
And Herman had some news last time we got together and kind of spilled the beans. Farnley broke down,
Finally,
spilled some beans.
tortured
Are we
for
ready
3
to talk
days,
about
yeah.
that again now?
Yeah, I don't know. There's not too many details yet, but I had a meeting with the guys at Revolution Games, and we're going to do Blind Swords Napoleonics starting. Sometime next year, I hope. And yeah, the guys want to start a whole big series and the big Napoleonic battles too, not the small ones. So a little major
Right.
one.
That's exciting because we talked on our show about trying to get into Napoleonic games and just the fact that I feel like I'm so left behind because all these systems have been out for so many years and everyone knows them and I don't know anything about
Which
them.
one do you use? Yeah, which one do you start
Right.
with? Yeah.
And so I've been looking for a new one that's coming out, and you fit the bill, buddy. So
Well, hopefully, I mean, it's going to take some work, but people have been asking for it for a while. And I told the guys there, I said, look, the ACW series for Revolution's on autopilot at this point. They don't need me to design any more games. They're cranking them out like crazy now. They got Steve Carey and Matt Ward and Jeff Grossman and Claude. All those guys are designing in the Blind Swords
But
series.
they're
now.
using your system, Herm. That's the thing, isn't it? They're using your system.
Right.
Yeah,
And that's a.
They need to give you more credit in the rule book, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, certainly those young. Well, I have no idea. I don't even know why I said young men. Those dudes that are designing the games. I mean, that's a lot of work. I'm not saying it's not, but they never would have had the concept if you hadn't designed the system. So it's not up to them. It's certainly not Claude's fault. But I think it would be decent of any company that they should say, hey, based on the system designed by Hermann Luttmann.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. I mean, what they should have at the end in the rule
I
book.
think it's in the series. It might be in the series rule book mentioned. I'm not sure, but
no, it's not. I've got Kernstown. It's not. And now I got into trouble with saying this is designed by Hermann Luttmann and the designer of that one. No, it's actually me. But I'm thinking, no, but Hermann did all the work. What they should have in the back of the book saying none of this would be possible. This series would not be possible without that lovely gentleman and ace designer, Hermann Luttmann.
well, thank you. That's very nice of you to
serious.
say. But so, I mean, that series is on autopilot now. I think they have like 6 to 8 battles in the pipeline for it. So I said, look,
I love it.
let's
I
start
love it.
another series, do something else, and
Oh,
Napoleon.
whoa.
But
Yeah, but look where it is, right at the back. It's like on
Oh, there
page.
it is.
Where
That's on the back of the series.
He gets his name under with like 8 other people under the
And
credits.
it's
Come
right at the
on.
back, and it's
No. It says system designer Hermann Luttmann and developer was Manzo and Roger Miller. So,
Right.
Fred?
so you are in the book someplace at least.
Yeah.
That's okay.
right at the end, the bit that nobody reads. Yeah.
But no, you
yeah,
should
that-
get credit because of the system. You
should.
should definitely be on the series rules for sure. Exclusive rules, that's iffy because that's
It's
usually
fine.
but
It's
series rules
fine.
for sure. You need to
I'm
be on there.
honored that all these guys are doing this.
Herman, you're far
Right.
too
It-
Oh,
modest.
stop it, Herm. Just
You're
stop
far
it.
too modest.
You're too
As
nice
long
a
as he
guy.
as long as he says, "All right, I'm moving forward. I'm going to do my Napoleonic stuff now, and I'm going to
Tim
move.
says you should be
I'll
on the
let you
cover
guys
like
have
Richard Burr.
this. You guys can produce the games and have fun with my system, but I'm moving on, and I'm going to start creating some new stuff for everyone."
Just
Well,
make sure you
Napoleonic
put
has
my
been in my
name in
blood
big letters
since the
on the front
90s.
of it. Yeah.
As I've mentioned many times, I started doing Napoleonic miniatures. We played that for years in a big club, thousands of castings. I mean, that was my bread and butter, Napoleonics. So it's nice to get back to it again.
Tweezers just came back from failing at a most fearful sacrifice. by
Yeah,
the
he's
way.
been at a little convention playing the most fearful sacrifice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which scenario did you play?
I think he played the whole thing, but I'm not sure.
Oh, my goodness.
He'll let us know.
Failing to play or failing to win, yeah, it's a big difference there.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Did you tell them rules at the last minute, Tweez, when you were playing the other people? Did you say?
I think that's what he was doing.
Yeah.
Oh,
By the
okay.
way, he does that because Tweezer teaches me a lot of games online. We play them on Vassal, and he
Well,
when I-
I watched Blue Tweezers and that other guy Cole or Noel or
yeah.
whatever his name is, right? And the thing is, Noel is smart. He's caught on to Blue Tweezers, right? Because Blue Tweezers will try to move on to do, and then Cole will say something to him like, "Well, wasn't I supposed to get an attack here?" And then Blue Tweezers will be like, "Oh, let me check." Well, yeah. I think you were supposed to get an attack. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I must have missed that.
See, the thing is, Cole's read the rules. When
Right.
the thing
Yeah.
is that the reason we do it is I don't read the rules. He has to teach me. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the selling point when we do these things. But of course, it's like, oh, I'm going to do that, and then he goes, yes. Well, now I'm going to fire this rocket at you. I said, where does that rocket come from? Oh, well, you see, I can fire from 64 hexes back, and I'm going, why are you telling me that? Then? So yeah, but that's the difference. I think Cole's read the rules.
Cole's learned. He now knows. Oh, I gotta go in with a little bit of knowledge. Yeah.
We're joking, but yeah.
How do you give up on the first day? Like the first day doesn't start till 5. Did you just like set it up and go, "Yep, I'm done"?
Well, you know what happens at 5:00 p.m., don't you? We put the kettle on. It's time for tea.
Okay.
Yeah, let's have a cup of tea. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean, that's obviously the second day because the first day is not really much of a day. It's, Buford attacking, and that's about it. It starts in the afternoon. So they didn't want they just didn't want to do anything. They didn't want to attack, I guess.
It does happen. It does happen.
It's for the most fearful sacrifice, Herman. Have you got any reports on which scenario tends to be like people's favorite so far? Has any scenario kind of grabbed everyone's attention? It's like, oh, you got to play this scenario because it's like the best one. Or
I'm thinking. I think a lot of people play an unexpected encounter, which is the whole first day.
okay,
Because the second day has the most action, right? But that's why I designed Long Street Attacks, because that's what has all the really cool, right?
Yeah.
All the really cool battles. But that first day set the tone for the entire battle, so I think people are intrigued by that. People have even played the Pickett's Charge scenario in magnificent style, and there's a few scenarios that I haven't seen any reports on, but it's mostly the first day that people play, it seems.
okay.
Well, it's at the first scenario.
The first scenario is like a tutorial, so that's just the little round top scenario.
Okay, so if you move forward, so would that be like the second full,
The second or third scenario, I think. I think it's the full first day, so I think it's the third scenario.
Okay. So people are going to basically the first scenario that's not like a learning or a tutorial or something like that. That's that would make sense. It's like when I pulled up, so I'm looking at playing.
It's the biggest one that doesn't require 2 boards.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm looking at playing a Greater Victory, which again, great system. I have no idea who designed it.
Is that the newest one?
Yeah, that's the newest one. That's
right. So that's South Mountain by Steve Carey. Right.
So I played Twin Mountains, whatever the Twin Peaks, the one that's the GBACW. I played the South Mountain on that one, and I'm kind of curious to see how this one plays. So I immediately skipped the first scenario because that's like the learning scenario. So I'm doing the second one, just as a shorter one.
Didn't you guys do a whole show on learning scenarios and tutorials?
Yes.
Yes.
May I speak? Thank you. Stuart has asked me to explain what tonight is Guy Fawkes night. Are we doing our history?
We are. Let's go ahead. So as everyone knows, we do we try to educate our people as well as give them entertainment. We want to share some knowledge with people here. So we do on this day in history. And so normally we talk about what happened on this day in history. And this is kind of a very interesting one. Ruff, do you have information or should I bring it up?
Because today in the UK, there's something called, some people call it Bonfire Night, but it's Guy Fawkes Night. And where that is from is in 1605, which is just after 4 o'clock. Guy Fawkes was born in York and was arrested. You just got that, have you, Tony?
Yeah, I did. Sorry.
Yeah. Guy Fawkes, or Guido, was born in York, and he was arrested when about 30 barrels of gunpowder, camouflaged with coal, were discovered in the cellar under Parliament. So he's going to blow up Parliament. Robert Catesby's small band of Catholic zealots, so it's a Catholic thing, who planned to blow up James I and Parliament, were only arrested after Fawkes revealed their names when tortured. He was tortured terribly and gave them all up, tortured on the rack. Conspirators met at a place called the Old Line Inn in Dunchurch, Warwickshire, on the 5th of November to await news of the destruction of Westminster. So it's an anti-Catholic thing we're doing, where I don't think half the people in this country actually know why they're doing it. They just know on November the 5th they can let fireworks off, and it's been going all night here. But yeah, it's to sort of celebrate the discovery of Guy Fawkes. And we used to burn when you have a bonfire. That's why it's called Bonfire Night as well, because people used to make bonfires and put an effigy of Guy Fawkes on the bonfire to burn him. And in my day, kids used to go around, they used to get an old pram, and used to make a Guy Fawkes sort of thing up with padded bits and pieces to go around begging penny for the guy. So you get your money to buy your fireworks. So today's the day for that. That's where that goes.
So they are shooting off fireworks and celebrating the fact that they caught somebody that was trying to blow up the king, and they've been celebrating this for 400 years.
Yep, 400 years. Yeah, crazy, isn't it?
And it started off as Guy Fawkes Remembrance Day, and that was turned into, well, it's gone through many different iterations, but now it's called.
It's an actually because we were very because of Henry VIII, where he couldn't get divorced, so he sort of distanced himself from the Catholic Church and made the Church of England, and Catholic things weren't allowed, and that's why you have things like I forget what they're called now, little holes in stately homes where the priest could hide if they were raided. A Catholic priest could hide. Priest holes, that's right.
Priest hole,
where the Catholic priest could hide in case they were raided by the police of the time. But yes, it's actually an anti-Catholic thing, because we were anti-Catholic in those days, I think most people have forgotten it now, and it's just an excuse to have a few beers and set some fireworks off. But that's
We've
where
got
it
plenty
came
of
from.
those holidays here in the United
Huh?
States. We've got plenty of those holidays in the United States here that they don't realize what it's really for. It's like Halloween. They have no idea.
Yeah,
why
Halloween
we
or Hallows Eve. Yeah, you
Yeah.
know, people dress up as Spider-Man. No, it's when everybody comes back to life and all that sort of thing. So, but yeah, what else happened on this day?
I have no idea.
1914, World War One. Britain and France declared war on Turkey. What about that then?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And the one I like is in 1923, tests were designed to prove the feasibility of launching a small seaplane from a submarine. And this occurred at Hampton Roads Naval Base in Virginia. A plane called the Martin MS-1, which was an experimental scout biplane ordered by the United States Navy. And it was stored, disassembled in a tank on board a submarine, in this case USS S1. It's then removed and assembled on top of the submarine, and then the submarine submerged, leaving the plane to float free on its floats and take off. The plane was
Sounds like a
used
David Thompson game.
I know, that's immediately thought that. I immediately thought that, or a Jerry White one.
Yeah.
You know,
something
so,
along
yeah.
those lines, yeah.
And then, but
No, it's too odd for Jerry White. That's just too odd for him. It has
all right,
to be a David.
it's a David. It's a
Thompson game,
David one. Yeah, the plane they tested until 1926 when they thought, no, this is not working. It was cancelled. So that happened in 1923. 1943 on this day in World War II was the first bombing of the Vatican. The Vatican was bombed twice, once in 43 and 44, I think. The first time it happened was the Vatican was sort of on the sort of Axis side. And then when North Africa happened and the Allies were winning in North Africa, and the Italians lost a lot of battles. Old Mussolini was disposed, and the Vatican then sided with the Allies. They're supposed to be neutral, but they sided with the Allies. So the Germans got a bit miffed and bombed the Vatican, and that was the first time.
Well, you know why they sided with the Axis?
Because he said, side with us and we will not bomb you.
No, they were the communists were burning down churches, and the Nazis weren't. So they picked the side that wasn't burning down.
You
churches.
just demonetized it. You've got to say words like Yahtzee when you use that word. All right.
But no, seriously, that's what it was.
I know. Yeah.
They chose the lesser of two evils at the point.
But I also think they said, if you start saying anything bad against us, we'll come and bomb you. So they went, all right then.
Yeah, that's a good threat. Yeah.
But yeah, so that happened. And last one, the Korean War, 1950. British and Australian forces from the 27th British Commonwealth Brigade successfully halted the advancing Chinese 117th Division during the Battle of Pachon. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, in North Korea. And there we are. That's what happened this day. But the big one is, of course, Guy Fawkes Night over here.
Yep.
Blooming marvelous.
There are
Yes.
a lot of cool battles that occurred in the Korean War that are overlooked as far as gaming purposes.
Yeah.
A lot of tough last stands, especially with the Brits. Yeah.
Yeah, but is it a popular thing? They call it the Forgotten War, don't they? I mean, even in wargaming, there's not that many. Is it because nobody's interested in it?
It is.
Not really.
I think there's a lot of cool engagements you could game in that second and third year of the war. Yeah.
Off you go, Herman.
Yep. There you go, Mark. New series for Tiny Battle.
There we are.
Yeah.
Korean War.
Also, on this day in history, but kind of the most important decision that affected all of us was that Adolf Hitler informed his military leaders in a secret meeting of his intentions to go to war.
Yeah.
On this day in 1937. And no one said, might not be a good idea.
Because they all thought, yeah, okay, that sounds good. And when it started, they all went, yeah, it is good.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't.
We would not have this show if it wasn't for that, right?
We wouldn't have all these games, would we?
We wouldn't know anything about the Battle of the Bulge if that decision wasn't made.
But there we are. You've just demonetized us by mentioning he who shall not be mentioned.
Ed's showing his
I
picture.
thought that was
Call him
Baltimore.
either AH or Mr. H or something. You can't use his name. Crazy.
Well, if you
Isn't it?
say AH nowadays, you can confuse it with some crazy.
Avalon Hill.
There's
Or
quite a
there's
bit of
another
information
AH,
about
an
Guy
actress
Fawkes
that
Night, by the
they
way.
talk about, yeah.
I already had it pinned and ready to go, but I was going to talk about it because I figured Ruff would be on it and know all about it.
If you want to look
There's
into it,
actually songs. If you look at the lyrics,
Yeah.
do you remember the 5th of November? 'Tis gunpowder,
treason and plot. Yes, we
I
all know
left
it as
my
kids.
gun and made them all run and stole the bonfire away.
Mm. It's actually, don't you remember? It's actually remember the 5th of November. Gunpowder, treason and plot. Yeah, we all sung that.
That was written in 1742. So you
Yeah.
know, I'm sure it's been changed through the years.
That's
Anyway,
that's about 5:45. So yeah.
all this proves is that England is
Full of history.
weird. It's weird with its history, and it doesn't let anything go.
No,
It doesn't. I mean,
Wow,
they're
Except
still
when they
pissed
build
off.
over their battlefields. That's the
lousy.
one thing they do.
they only build over battlefields. Yeah, that's terrible.
I
But
like
we're
the
so
blue.
small. We're so small. That's why.
I like Blue Tweezer's comment there. The Korean War has no parallel.
Oh, you wag! He's going to have to explain that, isn't he?
Phoenix Knight, what's going on? Good to see you, my friend. So we've had some people join in after we
Yeah.
started. So thank you
Nothing
all
wrong
for
with
coming out
telling
today.
it,
Don't forget, we're going to have our third anniversary show coming up in a month.
Wow.
December 3rd.
Are we the
What have you
longest
got planned
running?
for that?
Yeah, we have. Are we the longest running weekly war room vlog in the
Good
world?
question.
In the world. Hi, Nat. Well done. Well done. I could feel the sweat coming off your dad's forehead last night. It was fun.
You're going to get her started laughing now, and then she won't stop.
Oh, it's nice that she put on her earrings for us. I mean,
Ah, yes.
She's very creative, by the way.
These are
is that your Halloween costume?
nope.
No,
Halloween class.
she had three or four different Halloween costumes. So, yeah.
Well, that's good. I think Natalie's going to start up a whole new group of wargaming fans. She should start her own little wargaming YouTube channel and
Wonderful. Wonderful.
call it Kids in Wargaming or something. Natalie's wargaming.
No.
It's a war.
Kids kill. Yahtzees.
So what have y'all got
That's
planned
said.
for what have y'all got planned for the 3rd anniversary show?
Well, we're going to be dancing greased up on top of that table.
Awesome.
We've got a couple. We're gonna have giveaways. We're gonna have a big party. We're gonna have
I sent an email coming.
people on this show, which we haven't decided to share that information yet. But we're still thinking about. We're still in the work. It's still in the works, you know,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
trying to get a hold of Tony and Ruff and have them make a decision, it's like pulling teeth. Half the time I email them and I get an email back Saturday
but there's a
morning.
bit of
Oh
a
yeah,
time
I'll be
difference.
there.
Bit of a time difference. But anyway, yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Alistair came up with how to beat your dad at war games. That's a good
there you
channel.
go.
Just call it beating down dad.
Beat down of dad. There you
Yeah.
go.
And then she starts a group, and then we an all girl warning group and call it Night Witches.
There you go.
Oh, she said she'd make it cooler than that. Damn, she just knocked down Mo.
Look, you've got all dads giving you examples here. So what do you expect, Natalie? What do you expect? It's all
Yeah,
dads
we're all-
giving examples. Yeah.
That's good. It's a fun show to watch. Tony and his daughter. Friday fight. What was it? Family Friday fight.
Friday fights. Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's good. How you doing, Mark? You okay?
Yeah,
Are the Phillies going to win tonight?
of course they are.
They had no
They've got
choice.
Jack Wheeler on the mound, but I don't think
And-
they're going to win 2 games. So I think it's going to be an
No, I don't think
Astros
so either.
World Series.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Phillies blew their chance.
Yeah.
night before last.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
they
they
needed
had-
to leave Philadelphia with a 3.
I don't know. I mean, Dusty Baker's known to choke, man. He's known to
Yeah,
choke.
we'll see. We'll see.
So anything's possible. Anything's possible.
Yep.
And I know has Herman talked to you about getting his baseball game running again? I know he's talked to me about it a couple times.
We talk about all kinds of wacky things. That
yeah, we do.
that
I actually
leap
do
game
have-
that he's doing for Revolution was originally for Tiny Battle, and I
Right.
don't even remember what he said, but Herm came to me and said, "Look, I got this, that, and the other. Is it okay? Can I just have this to do with Revolution?"
That's right.
I said, "Sure, Herm,"
Yeah,
because he's
Mark-
always good about doing stuff for me.
Mark was a real gentleman about zombie baseball. Yes.
I think there is a zombie baseball game.
There actually is a zombie baseball game. There actually is. I was just thinking that. Yeah.
But to address your baseball, I do have a functioning baseball game I set up on TTS that once Mark says to me, "Hey, let's do it. We'll do a sports game." I have it ready to go. So
There you go.
Nice.
There you go. Can we
You want to show it to me? Maybe when you're
can we
here
show some
next
people
week.
can we show some people the thing yet or no? Or should we wait?
oh, you want to show the people the thing?
What thing? What thing?
I don't know. Do you want to show people the thing or should we wait?
Show me your thing,
You can
Herman.
wait till next week. I mean, you know.
You show me first.
No,
I'll
go
show
ahead,
you
do
one
it.
if you show me yours, Herman.
All right, let's show it to him. then.
Another Jester exclusive.
Herman, you've been too good to me. I
You're
tell
right.
you, you've been too good to me. Let's
Very, very good.
yeah, so this is 2 weeks in a row. First, he announced that he was going to do his Napoleonics game last week on my show. Thank you, Herman. And now, big exclusive. This is, of course, this looks so good. Do you want to show it or no?
Do you have
Yeah,
a
go.
drum roll?
Show
All right,
the
here we
blooming
go.
thing.
Drum rolling in. Ding.
What are
This
Yeah,
is, of
power
course,
levels?
for Plum Island Horror, right?
That is the Plum Island Horror final map.
Ooh.
That's
Nice.
different. That's different. Nice. Yeah.
Wait, is there more than 1, 2, 3, 4? Okay, so there's more rows. I gotcha.
Yep. He's scrolling down. So that's
Holy Nikes.
yeah, Terry Leeds did the artwork. It's amazing.
He's so good. He is
It's
so
nice,
good. He did. Was he the one that did the? No, that's Jordan. Or was that Jordan? I don't know. But he's a great artist.
Yeah, he is.
Mike speaks very, very highly of him there. Butchercelli.
Yep.
Speaks very highly of him.
That is some awesomeness.
And
that
if
I can't
what I really
describe.
appreciate about it is if you look at the details, the artwork in each of those places is specific to that place. He even just stop right there, Jester. If
Yes,
you look
sir.
on the right side there, you'll see there's a baseball field. That was a clear hex, and he decided that since there's a helipad there, he would put a baseball field there because, of course, all helicopters land in baseball fields. So
Yeah.
Nice, nice. So
yeah.
Herm, what do the what do the counters look like basically? I know you don't have a picture of them, but are they large counters that fit in this or
They're
smaller or
There's actually going to be 4 different types of counters. There's going to be standees for the player units
Oh,
Okay.
brilliant.
and the big horrors, the mutations. The regular horrors are going to be tiles, like big square tiles. The civilians are going to be circles, circled counters. And then there's going to be regular marker square counters. So they're going to have, it's going to
Okay.
look amazing.
I think it will. Definitely.
The fire station right next to the police station. I mean, the town
Yep.
is laid out like you would expect it to be laid out.
Yeah.
How will combat work? I mean, just
It's custom dice.
Oh,
And it's done like a dungeon crawl. So you don't roll for both sides. You roll once, and there's defensive shield icons that will block hits. So
okay.
yeah, originally I had the horrors rolling dice and you rolling dice, but that took too much time, so I just did it. Actually, I think I got that from Descent or something. So it's just one dice roll. So what the horrors will do X amount of damage, and then it's up to you to block some of that damage.
Okay. All right. There's yeah, that's a cool idea. So like a horror would normally do, let's say, I'm gonna just off the top of my head, 3 damage, and you're attacking it. You not only have to have the right iconography to actually damage it, but you need 3 shields or whatever to deflect the damage it's doing to you.
Yep.
That's cool. Yeah.
That's cool. That'll be fun.
And
Armageddon War is almost like that. I mean, Armageddon War also uses shields on the attack dice. Yeah.
And it's got an exploding die result.
Where's Jester's War Room? I don't see that.
Yeah.
So you guys are one of the civilians. So there's
we're one of the civilians. Damn.
Yeah, so it's called War Room Furniture. and there's also a Walker family.
Oh, nice. A Walker family. That's awesome.
Is there?
Yeah, well, and all these places like the Great South Bay Bridge, Suspension Bridge, that's actual bridge on Long Island. A lot of these places are named after Old Republic Airport, are named after places that I lived around. Because I'm really bad at coming up with names.
I mean, Herm, looking at this, why isn't this now on, being charged for? It looks awesome. Why is it taking so long? You're just in final art and this, but other games are coming through. This is different and looks awesome. Why isn't it? Why aren't I being charged for it now?
I don't. Well, it took Terry a while to do that. You can see why. He's got individual
wonderful,
types of art every square. So
a Walker family of Walker zombies. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And Mo's got a piece in there. Mo's game store. There's
nice.
Sharp's rifle shop.
Oh, good.
There's a whole bunch of Easter eggs in there.
Because you always,
I can't wait to see that.
You always do that. We always put these little inside jokes in that. It's great. Yeah,
I can't help myself. What can I say?
We love you for it.
As soon as we get the okay from GMT, we're going to get a Kickstarter exclusive playthrough on the channel here. Hopefully, in the next couple months.
Yeah, that'd be
I'll
great.
try to set up
But they aren't going to kickstart it, right, Herm?
No,
because they've already done. You can't kickstart it after you've already put a P500 up.
No,
once we get the okay, that would be wonderful to do a playthrough on the channel. Yeah.
Yeah, if I can get a TTS kit built and then maybe a bunch of us could play, it would be fun.
That would be wonderful.
Cool. So they have been working on it. I guess
if we can get it done before December 31st, I can count it as one of my 10 games because it's one of my 10 games, Herman.
Yeah.
No, we'll do it on the 1st of Jan.
No.
New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Yep, I got you. Sounds good to me. I'm clear, Ralph. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I'll make myself clear to play it. Yeah, I will do.
Yeah, but Terry's a great artist. He did my At Any Cost game map too, and the pieces, and he just did a wonderful job.
You know what, Herm? I thought I'll have a look at that. I'll give that a go. Everybody raves about it. You can't find it anywhere. Are they going
At Any Cost?
Yeah,
I see it on sale once in a while on Facebook on the Constant World Marketplace or.
Yeah, but that's over there, isn't it? I'm trying to get it over here.
Oh, that's
are they going to reprint that? Are they going to reprint it? Do you think?
I don't know. They keep telling me they're going to reprint it, and it never comes up on the reprint schedule.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So Plum Island Horror is a 1 to 4 player game featuring cooperative play that combines tactical level unit management with tower defense style survival mechanics. Nice.
Yeah, it's got a little of everything in it, I think.
Excuse me. May I say something that came up when I was talking to Tweez the other day? Because we do talk. He said that shipping to Europe it's only shipping. You're only mentioning shipping the game to the US, Canada, and he wanted to get the update. Is that right, Tweez?
Oh, the update to the first edition?
Yeah, it can't be shipped to UK.
For what? Fearful Sacrifice?
Yeah.
what would?
Because
There's
he
no
wants
update. We just start shipping to Europe.
But he wants the update kit only.
Oh, I got what you're saying. I'm
Yeah,
totally
sorry.
with you. Yeah,
I'll be
that will
drinking,
also
sorry.
be sold to resellers, and he'll be able to get it through the resellers there in Europe.
Through
And
second
if
chance.
his local Second Chance, Udo Gribe, those folks, there's a couple over in France also. But, and I would always say this, and I don't know that people believe me, but if you have a local game shop and you get enough people to bug them to get a copy of it, they'll get copies. I mean, they want to make money. And that's the easiest way to get it. But anyhow, to answer your question, yes, the update kit is also going to go over.
I think what was worrying him, he wanted to order it from yourselves, and it said it wasn't shipping to the UK. So all he's got to do is wait for it to come over to Second Chance, and then he'll get it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There you go. Cool. See what I do for you, Tweez.
And then
and then you tell me
I
Wolves.
was going to say our good friend Mike's his best friend's the TTS module maker, and he did the module for Mr. President. So
Is that Tim Porter?
No, Jordan.
No?
If I remember right, I think Jordan. I don't know what his last name is.
Okay.
Jordan. Hey, speaking of Mr. President,
yes,
I'm just gonna
when's
throw
that
this
coming
plug
out?
there? November 8th, which is Election Day here in the United States. I am going to be live streaming. I don't know, around 4 o'clock or so, but I'll be live streaming part 3.
I don't have to go to school that day.
She gets the school off, but after I vote, I'll come in and I'll live stream. So I thought it would be appropriate. Wow. Georgia 24-6 at the halftime.
Oh boy.
Oh,
There's gonna be mass suicides in Knoxville tonight.
Anyways, yeah, so that happy note, election day is coming up for here.
That should be fun. I'm looking forward to that. That should be fun. Yes.
so Mr. President, hey?
Yeah, Mr. President, November 8th, somewhere around 4 Eastern. I think I was going to do an earlier one, so the people across the pond can jump in if they want to take a look at it. So, yep.
I've got to catch up on one of them. Yeah. So,
yeah. So it's honestly, you can just jump in and watch and then ask questions. If
Mike's
available, he's hopefully
Mike's
be available.
You know what? I'll be heckling from across the pond, Tone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. So it's such a fun game, and you got to make sure. Yeah, that's the TT. Yeah, Jordan. I thought that's what you said, Mike. I thought his name was Jordan. Yeah, he did, and so I'm looking forward to continuing on with that one. I know that's in the final art development, so that'll be coming.
Let's get that tabletop simulator module done for Plum Island Horror. That would be awesome.
Please. We want to play.
You know, it's interesting about TTS. I can build my own module, but I don't know all the shortcuts that these guys know. Like there's ways to do whole decks of cards in one big swoop, and I'm sitting there, you know, snipping every single one of them, and yeah, but it's a great tool.
Well, I'll tell you, if there's anybody in the chat or anybody that knows somebody that's in the chat that does TTS and can help Herman out, because the quicker he gets that, the quicker we can play it.
I don't think I have to do it. I guess the GMT guys are going to do it. He'll do it probably a hell of a. Well, I know he'll.
Once the artwork gets done, I'm pretty sure they'll do that for you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But
I'll tell you what, I'm starting to get used to TTS a lot more. So.
Yeah, Tweez has just said now he's got his answer about Most Fearful Sacrifice.
Oh yeah, he's off the play now.
He's off the play, Terraforming Mars.
Terraforming Mars.
Okay. Yeah, because we caught him last 2 weeks ago. I had my Steam open, and he was in the chat typing and asking questions, and then like 2 minutes later, a little message popped up on Steam. Blue Tweezers is now playing Terraforming Mars. I'm like, dude left us and went to play Terraforming Mars. They're in the middle of the show.
I'll be honest, it's easy enough to put it over here and just play something and listen to us ramble on like idiots. It's not hard.
Well, that's what we do, Tone. Well, that's why people.
I
guess that's why we didn't get nominated for anything.
Yeah, are we talking about that or not?
Bananas? Is that what we're up to, or are we doing oranges now?
Well, we were talking about banana sandwiches before, weren't we?
Yeah, which I still have to try, by the way.
Yeah, try it.
You see what I got to put up with? I need some new co-hosts. Maybe it's time.
Butter.
Maybe it's time for a new.
Mark and I'll do it.
Yeah, maybe I just get rid of Ruff and Tony, and we just me and Herman and Mark every week.
And Ruff, we'll do the war game.
good.
We'll do the war game eating channel. Where
Yeah, we'll do the War Game Food Channel.
Yeah, there we go. Yep.
There we are. Right. We'll cook and play a game at the same time. How about that?
Oh,
Well, here's the thing: our third anniversary is coming up. I don't know if I mentioned that. December 3rd.
You did.
Yes, you did.
We're gonna have.
Yeah, you have. This
third
is like the
anniversary.
fourth time you've brought it up.
Right.
We're all
Right.
tired of hearing
We're
about it.
excited
getting
about having it. I'm putting up with this.
Hopefully.
But here's the thing: a lot of people don't realize hosting a show every week is a lot of time commitment. You guys, I mean, me and Herman were trying to get together once in a while to do things, and it was being a pain in the ass trying to work on our schedules and trying to be there every week and everything, and it was just too much. Now trying to do it for 3 years now.
Mhm.
And putting up with us. And putting up with us too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
You
true.
deserve a medal.
It's
But
it's a lot. You
Today
think,
I'm Jake from State Farm. So
you think some people out there might appreciate all the effort and time we go through?
Is this leading to a CSR rant right now?
No,
That's
no.
too
I'm
late.
saying,
Too late.
I just think some people would appreciate the fact that there's only one group that has a weekly show. I'm not going to say who it is, but there's only one.
well, there is a pair that does a weekly show.
Yeah, not for 3 years though.
No, not for 3 years. I do agree with that.
Mo's coming up for his third year with the
I'm not
Whiskey
talking
Charlie.
about no.
No, but he's coming up for his 3 years.
Yeah,
but
they're
not
coming up with
weekly-
3
they're
years.
not weekly. No.
Yep.
We are the only weekly show.
No,
we
we're
are
not.
the only nutters that do. Well, all right, yes, for 3
There's
years.
one other one because I made the mistake too. So I want to make sure that we give credit. I don't want to be that channel that says I'm the only or the biggest.
You're the biggest solo. What? The biggest solo YouTube channel? Yeah.
So
Who's the other
Dan
weekly show?
Dan and Artie has their weekly
Yeah,
show
Dan.
that they do.
Dan
But it
and
Who's
hasn't
Harvey.
the
gone
other
for
weekly
3 years.
show?
Oh,
Yeah, it hasn't gone for
everything
3
you want
years.
to know about
Hasn't gone for 3
Wargaming,
years.
but we're afraid to ask. That one?
Yeah, but that's only been going like 2 months now. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the newbies.
it's something they
Newbies.
threw together, and it's
Well, half the
and
time
they don't even talk wargaming. I mean, we don't focus 100% on wargaming either. Okay, let's be honest. But
Yeah.
they only talk about wargaming about 2% of the time on that show.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not even
the one
it's not
problem.
even a
They go-
wargaming show.
Well, that's because
Yeah.
of Dan.
And the thing is, we're entertaining. Whereas, anyway,
That's true too.
I'm
Stigler
joking.
has the largest
I'm joking.
anti-solo channel. I like
Yeah.
that. Mike,
joking.
by the way, Mike says he does not want to hear we shouldn't clip counters while we cook.
No, or mention Patreon.
It could add some flavor.
Yes. Well, Patreon is coming, my friends. Patreon
Oh, is it?
is
Oh,
coming.
right. Okay. Oh,
The
God.
rant about Patreon is we decided as the War Room guys that we were going to try to let people that were interested in supporting our show donate to the show. And so
For
we were gonna
postage things.
we
and
talked
shipping.
about some things, and we were going to look at maybe doing a Patreon page or something like that. But don't do Patreon. Trust me, my friends, don't do Patreon. It is a completely 100% a ripoff.
Okay.
It's all gone
So-
quiet. It's gone quiet. Quick,
I'm
somebody
going-
tell a joke.
yeah, I'm
But I'm not getting into it because
Well, wait, it's a
last
rip
week
off
we
the
had
who?
guests and this week we had guests. So I'm not going to do it in the middle of when we have guests on here.
I just want to know who it's a rip off to whom?
It's designed.
Whom?
Whom? Sorry.
It's
Yeah.
designed to get as much money out of both the donators and the providers as possible. When you go to sign up, when you
So
sign
that
up to the
sounds like
Patreon, they
their
have several
business
different tiers, right? They have like a basic tier, they have a mid tier, and then they have a high tier, like professional, right? When you go and sign up, they don't even ask you what tier, if you want like the basic tier or anything like that. They automatically sign you up to the mid tier, whether you want to be mid tier or not. Then you got to change, and you got to downgrade. And when you downgrade, you get all these warning messages, this not error messages, but warning messages that if you downgrade, you're going to miss out on this, you're going to miss out on that, you're going to miss out on all these special features and everything.
Toad, let's have a chat, Toad.
So they don't even tell you that they're going to be signing up. And then here's the worst part. Once you have an account, you cannot delete your account. All you can do is put it in basically standby mode. There's nowhere, there's no how. Once you have a Patreon page, you cannot delete it. All you can do is put it in like where you're not accepting invitation or donations anymore. So if why would they do that? Why would they not allow you to delete your account? If I didn't want to be part of them anymore, why can't I delete my account?
Okay.
Make sure if you want to
Are
go
you looking for a real answer?
I'm just saying. I'm just telling people don't.
I've never
sign up
used
for
Patreon. I don't know.
I didn't
I would
even want to get
imagine
into it
that
because
they have. I
guests
would
today.
imagine
You
that they
guys-
have a business model where they get money from you and they get money from people that that donate to you because that's a business model that works for them. And I don't know about the specifics, but I don't know. That's just capitalism.
Mark, can I just say?
Let's talk about Dan Verson and the cards.
It's
No, Mark, can I just say that lighting system you're using is giving you a lovely sun-kissed complexion. I love it.
Thank you.
It does. Makes you look really. It looks like you've been out in the sun all day.
I'm out in the sun all the time.
It looks cool.
Here's the thing. You brought it up, so now we have to talk about it, right? What was Patreon originally designed for? Patreon was originally designed it was not designed to be a capitalist adventure. It was designed to have artists and creators have a platform where they could sell a use to people on the internet. That was what it originally designed for.
So
if
was
you go look
YouTube.
at what it was originally created and designed for, that's what its purpose was. It was not made to make money. Then corporate sponsors came in and they changed the format to make it. We now have board members, and we have people that we need to look at the profit sharing. So now we have to
the
make more
web
money.
designers, who paid for the internet, who paid for the storage space, if it was this altruistic endeavor. Who paid for the people that were tech support, who paid for people that were doing updates, if it was this altruistic endeavor. It cost money right from the get-go, and that money had to be paid somehow.
Well, sure, but it was
anyway.
Right, but they didn't design the tier lists and creating the tier lists until 2019. Patreon wasn't designed this way in the beginning. They changed everything in 2019 because they now have
wait for my Scrooge leader.
Are you getting that, Ruff? Did you order that?
No.
You guys asked about it, so don't act like you don't.
I was trying to segue into the Charles S. Roberts Awards because looking at the entrance, I'm actually pretty pleased with the way things turned out. Other than on my name's not on it, but
you shouldn't ask me about.
I'm just bitter.
Ask me about it then. Go ahead, talk about it then.
Actually, I was looking through the Charles. I was looking at the nominees, and I think they did I think they've done a really good job.
My only problem with that, I've only looked at briefly at the sort of nominations.
Yeah.
And apart from the YouTubey bit where, anyway, we're not mentioned. But anyway, there doesn't seem to be a lot of variety in the nominations. There seems to be, they're in like Atlantic Chase, for instance, one of my favorite games. Okay. But it's in a lot of the category. There's not a lot of variance. Maybe, and we did mention this when we were doing our favorite games of 2021, that there wasn't a lot of stuff. It wasn't a
bumper year. Yeah. There's definitely a lot more that came out this year for sure.
Yeah. And I think
But
that's
then
what
again,
I'm basing it on.
They're also
see all the
looking at
games
how
come out this year and looking at that and thinking, crikey, there's not a lot of different games. A lot of the games seem to be in a lot of the categories.
But you got to remember the nomination process is like open, so they're actually looking at nomination processes as well.
Yeah,
Because
I can
it's
understand.
like-
It's still, it's all, Artie's doing a great job, and he's taking over, and he's trying to change things, and he's
keeping things the way they were just because of the data that they have.
because they've already got
really-
the stuff in. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm
understand.
expecting quite a bit of change for next year.
Hmm.
And honestly, I could care less about YouTuber and stuff like that and things like that, because I think there's a lot in our category that do a great job. And,
Yeah, but Mo's been nominated, so he's got an interest. Bless him.
oh, that just lowered the award altogether. So they just need to get rid of it.
Mo and Kev have been nominated. So yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like Artie said, they're actually working on going back to what the core thing was, and I appreciate that. I think that's the way to go. There's not any games where I'd be like, nope, that shouldn't be on there. Everything was actually
No, sure. My only thing, because maybe not so many games came out that people liked in 2021, it seems to be, apart from things like the Napoleonic Wars, you've got the stuff there. But when you get the more general categories, it seems to be the same sort of games. Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then like the solo co-op, he was talking about this with Dan the other night. It's like, should it be a game that has a solo option on it?
No, it should be a solo game.
Or should it be like a strictly solo game?
Yeah.
Because I think that's a big difference.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
So, because when you design for specifically solitaire, that's different than designing a game with a bot per se.
Or with a solitaire bolt-on. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's the one, the best solitaire and cooperative game. Now, your favorite game's on there.
But it's not it's actually not come out as a solitaire game. It has a solitaire.
No, the other one did. I will say the other four did.
Atlantic Chase is different because Jeremy designed a complete different system. He could have brought that out on its own. If that game came out on its own as a solitaire game, that would have been a great game. There's tons of tons of scenarios. But yeah.
How can there only be 3 computer games that were released?
Again, they're only nominations by people. So
yeah, maybe wargamers don't play so many computer games as non-war gamers play war game simulations on the computer. That's a different thing. More people play like Call of Duty, which is a war game, than play board war games, I would have thought.
And I also think waiting till the end of the next year is a good idea, because like Herm, you just had a game released last month. Who's going to be not everybody's going to be able to play it before the end of this year. So having it towards the end of
I get it.
Yeah.
They're playing catch up, and I understand that. They've got to.
Again, we can nominate ourselves. It's a public nomination. It's not a.
That's a terrible thing to say, Tony. Let's do it.
I'm gonna next year. Why not? I'm gonna throw my name in for the nomination for it. No, I really don't care. I'm doing it. I do this for fun. It keeps me playing. Is what it does. So
it's the nature of our hobby that you have to wait a while because people have to have the chance to play the games. But by the same token, when you're voting or nominating on these things, you have to think back a while and start gauging, like, well, what game was published then, and when did I play it, and
Artie did say he went through all the games to make sure they were, as far as he knows, released in 2021, including reaching out to some of the publishers to make sure that they were.
And what I thought was quite good is he's done fantasy games which have a war theme, and most dungeon crawlers, and things are war games because you're fighting things. Yeah,
Mark and I have argued that for a long time.
Yeah,
that dungeon
but
crawlers are
I'm pleased because we're all board gamers as well as war gamers. We all like our sort of other games. And I've just been watching some more videos, yours included, Jester, of Legendary Encounters Aliens. I'm thinking, I've got to get that. I've got to play it. So but
so
it's nice
where would the long road fall in that, Mark? I guess it would be
he's caused problems.
Modern war game,
right? Because
the
paranormal is just an option. So yeah.
It's not an option. It's an integral part of the game, but it's still a modern war game. It's post World War II.
But he's
I'll have to go nominate it as soon as we get done here.
Yeah, he's caused problems.
Did it come
by
out in
bringing in
2021?
Vampires and werewolves and things, which is great, but it's caused problems to put it. Which niche do you put it in? Fantasy, or do you put it in modern, or do you put it? Yeah,
Well, then I have to do zombies for a most fearful sacrifice. It's a real mess.
I haven't got a problem with it. It's just
I
it
think,
has to be
there's
categorized.
many games that are in multiple categories. I think whatever categories your game fits in, you put a nomination in for.
Well, that was
I mean,
the thing that they were talking about is
in
having
like 10
publishers.
different categories here. Good lord.
Having the publishers put in nominations as well, but that puts a lot on the publishers as well.
Yeah,
so.
but so Mark's game should have been put in Modern Warfare and Fantasy. You know, it should have been in both
But
categories.
that came out in 2022, so
It
I'm
did.
just saying, you know,
Yeah, it
next
came
year,
out in
for next year.
2022. So
For next year.
I know
Yeah,
I've
I
actually got a
think
list
both
of
would qualify for both.
I actually have a list of games that I've received this year that were released this year. So my goal is to get through a lot of those games and play them. So I feel like I can actually vote on the games.
Yeah, you can't vote on. You can only vote on the games you played. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well, I already know mine. Like, I'm going to submit my ballot here pretty soon because I'm not going to get any more in before December 10th, which is when the ballot closes. And I actually played quite a few of them. And one of my favorite games that I played this year, which was released in 2021, is up for multiple games. And so I'm hoping that it does pretty well.
do you know what's really pleased me, Tone?
I know which one it is.
Is that Panzer Grenadier is in one of them.
Yes, the one of the expansions
The
got
Black
on there. Yep.
Panthers, is it? Yeah, is it?
The Black Panthers. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's although I have to say that's the same category I'm going to vote for my buddy on.
There's actually, I think, two. There's one there, and then wasn't there another one?
Is there another one?
I thought there was. Maybe I'm
And that's
mistaken.
amazing. A game like Panzer
Yeah,
Grenadier
no,
doesn't
Reese-
give much love,
No.
apart from us
Yes.
three and Camp. See, Rome Incorporated. Did a lot of people play that? I don't hear a lot about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that played it.
I know Tweezer's played it. He had some.
Here's your science fiction and fantasy category. I know The Long Road is way better than any of these other games. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I've not heard, apart from World of Warcraft, I've not heard of any of those.
I've actually played World of Warcraft. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I've not heard of the others though.
Wrath of the Lich King. It's
Oath-
basically Pandemic in
Oath is the guy
the
who
World
did,
of Warcraft
Root.
universe, right?
Okay, yeah.
Oath is the guy who did Root.
Okay.
That was his. It's supposed to be really complex.
But,
yeah.
So
Oh,
you
yeah,
think you
try
know which
Wargame.
you think you know which game I'm going to vote for? With Jester, you said
Oh, I know which one you're voting for.
which one?
Tomahawk.
Oh yeah, Bayonets and Tomahawks. Love that game.
You like
I know
that,
you
don't
do.
you?
I know you do.
Yes, the
I
system
know
is
you. I
different.
know you, buddy. I know you.
Yeah, the system's different. I love it. I love the counter shapes because it helps you identify what they are by their shape. You know, the light
And-
units are triangle.
And just for Stigler's thing, it is solo friendly.
You have to be a little more less because of the cards, but I don't think it was that bad.
cards, right? Okay.
Yeah. But it's not. Well, you have a choice of 2 cards, so it's not like you have a whole hand of cards.
So you pick the best one for whoever's turn it is. Yeah, you pick the best.
Yeah,
one.
it's pretty easy to like go, okay, well, I know they're going to do this or they want to do this. So it's not like you have a hand of cards. You draw a new card each turn and you compare it to a card you already have and you choose which one. And then the other one card gets put away until the next turn. So it's really not that bad. I think it's pretty good on that one. So yeah. And I really was pleased with the list. I was like, there's nothing on here that I'd be like, nope.
No, it's nothing. No, but what on my point was that in the general sort of category,
general,
there wasn't a lot of variations. It was this, it was that. It's in that one as well, and that. Oh, it's over there as well. But maybe that's
okay
because,
if it qualifies.
yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe
At
there
least
wasn't
all the
games.
maps are actual maps.
Huh?
At least all the maps are actually maps, like map of the year. They're actually maps.
No, I think you
not a 3D model.
won it hands down. No, it won it hands down. I
green.
don't know what you're moaning about. All right, fantastic map from U-Boot. Pretty virtual, but it was good. You know.
Yeah, I can't even play the damn game anymore.
No, nobody. Yeah, the app has gone out of date or something, isn't it? So you can't play it anymore.
Well, I mean, it only won because it was up against like Flying Colors and.
No, it won because the company emailed all the people that bought it and said vote for us. I think that was the the big hoo-ha about it. I think.
My biggest thing was it won rules of the year, and the rules
Okay,
had to be redone.
here's my point, right? And Mark, you got a game that's up for, or let's just say your game Long Road is up for, right?
Mhm.
Don't you want your customers? Wouldn't you email
no
your
problem
customers
with
and say, "Hey, our game's up. Go vote for it"? I mean, that's just smart. Why do people?
I have no problem with that.
No, I would.
Right,
Yeah, I
right,
would
I'm like,
absolutely
if
do
I had-
that.
If our show,
Right.
you don't think if our show was up for an award? And I
Nobody
said,
else did. That's
every
the other-
week,
that's the thing.
go vote, everyone. Let's go vote.
I would absolutely do that. I just don't know that winning a Charles Roberts Award is going to affect your sales much. But I would do that because it's just being a good businessman.
Yeah,
But,
I have no
absolutely.
problem with that. And my biggest thing is they won like rule book of the year, but it was.
But I
like,
don't think, Tone. I
They
don't
just did
think
it.
anybody else, any other,
nobody else did that.
nobody else did it. They just went, okay, if you like our game, vote for it. Yeah, they went full sort of capitalist on it. So there's nothing wrong with that.
That's interesting what Mark said, though. Do you think that that in the war game industry that people are going to go out and buy a war game because it won the CSR? Everybody's buying war games that they want to buy, I think, regardless, right?
Yeah.
I think
If you're on the edge,
Mm.
about getting a war game, a CSR award, maybe it would tip you over to getting it.
Right.
But the number of sales you're going to get where people go, "Holy Christ, I got a CSR!
Yeah, I think
Let me
the-
buy it."
the
Yeah.
CSR.
I don't
award-
think it affects much sales, but I do
No.
think anytime you have a little sticker that has won this award, won that award, or whatever,
It's better than not.
then it's better. If I'm
Right.
sitting there at
That's
the
true.
store and I'm unaware, this one looks good, this one looks good, but this one's got all these stickers on
The
it. Let's
problem
get it.
is most war gamers are aware what's going on.
Right.
So having a sticker on the back would go, okay.
I think that's my point with our group. I mean, it's such a tight knit.
Yeah.
You know, we pretty much know most of the war games that are out
And we
there,
know what's
right?
coming out. We know we've seen videos, we've watched
Yeah.
this, we've seen that, and we know we make our decisions. So a little sticker on the back is only going to be for the manufacturer, for the publisher to go, we got an award. And that's cool. That's cool.
It's recognition in what
Yeah.
is out there. Yeah, definitely.
I think doing
I mean-
playthroughs live sells more games than a CSR.
Yeah,
award.
Blast Pop. Hello, Blast Pop. He says, that in the early days, of awards and things,
Right.
it meant more. Now it's like, okay, we've got an award. Great. It's.
I think it was when it was when there was a catalog, and it was like, oh, you got the catalog. You're looking
the
at
catalogs. Yeah, why don't you guys bring catalogs out? Oh, Compass.
Compass does. I love it. I
Compass
actually,
does. Yeah.
I pull compasses out. I'm like, I've got it out. Going, okay, what do I want to get?
But do you remember as a kid?
I know what's
Remember
on
when you
there.
get the old Avalon Hill thing, and you'd be ticking the things. I'm going to get that.
Yeah.
I'm going to get that. I'm
Yeah.
going to save me money. I'm going to get that one.
Yep.
Do you think-
while I'm thinking about it, and we're going to be running out of time here
Oh,
shortly,
crikey.
but I decided before, damn it, go ahead. I've got to get it back up because I closed that window.
I'm just going to say, do you think things like the CSR have had their day? They were a thing of the 70s, 80s. Do you think they're flogging a dead horse?
They're still. I guess they're still useful. Herm can tell you this is kind of my personality. I just don't pay attention to much of that stuff. So I'm not a good person to ask. I don't know.
I think it's got to get its credibility like reestablished.
I think what it should do is it for me at the moment it doesn't mean much. It's like it's had its day. What I think they've got to do now is remodel it to get excitement and enthusiasm within the wargaming community, and maybe push outside and get people going, what's this all about? Let's have a look. To get
Maybe.
people enthused about it, just about the war games, as an award to stick a sticker on the back of a box, I think has gone. I think we need to just use it as a method to get people involved and build up enthusiasm and excitement about the hobby.
Mhm.
Maybe, yeah.
Do board games have an award like this?
The BGG awards. And
No,
they
not talking about. Did they have, an outside?
Yeah,
body?
the German.
Yeah, that was kind of my point a couple weeks ago. Is we just had the big board game awards in Germany last month in October.
Spiel des Jahres.
The Spiel des Jahres. And if you win the Spiel des Jahres, you are a big time. And it makes a big difference.
And
And
in the board game industry, yeah.
in the board gaming, yes.
It's a huge industry. Yeah.
It's especially in Germany, I guess. It's huge. And we talked about why wargaming, why was it ripped out, and why do we have to have a special different award show for it? You know, why aren't we part of that? We should be part of that. We're just as important as everyone else.
But when we get swallowed up and forgotten in something so big as the board game industry, if we were involved in that award ceremony.
Well, no, because they would have awards dedicated to best war game.
Well, it would be like the awards that they give off camera or earlier in the night.
As you said, Jester, we'd be the ginger-haired child of the awards. Yeah. So
these awards were previously were given at, earlier in the night. You know, because Germany typically don't
like war games. Well, look at VUCA though. Look at VUCA.
They're starting to come back for sure.
They're doing the stuff.
All right, I promised a couple people I would mention their.
Yeah, I found him out. Yeah, that was Hex to Hex.
I know Hexy talks about.
Yeah, Hexy
introduced me to a couple of them, and I posted a message today that we were going to talk. You know, just to let everyone know about their new channels. Only 121 subscribers. The Counter Corpse, and he's doing a really good job. He needs to get rid of his cat.
Hey, Mark, that looks like Tank Squad. You think he's about to eat them?
It looks like my old German Shepherd's paw, Joe. But yeah, I mean it's large.
That's a dog, not a cat.
No, that's a werewolf eating the
eating the cat.
Yeah.
But he's got a lot of good
subscribe. He does some good stuff,
and seems like he's doing some really good stuff there.
And they're proper video. They're proper length videos. They're not AARs. They're proper length videos.
Yep. Unfortunately, it was playing Operation Mercury, and his stupid cat knocked all the counters all over the place.
Well, that's why cats should not be allowed in the gaming room. You should have a sort of force field come down.
Right. And the other one was 252 subscribers for Not Jay's Tabletop Gaming.
Miniature guy knows a lot.
Look at this. He's got Devin on one of his shows.
And Waldy Robe is another.
He's a big friend with Waldy Robe. Yeah. With Todd.
Sort of miniatures.
Yeah, and regular word gaming as well. Normandy 44.
Look at all that painting. This is the guy, I think, that got Hexy into painting some miniatures, which, like, if you believe that, you can fold gravy.
Yeah,
the ship's nice.
Pretty good stuff there, yeah.
He's a naval guy, I think, yeah.
Yeah, those look good.
Yeah, they look really good.
Hope you got Meandering Mike up here.
Yeah, Meandering, we've already subscribed to him, yeah. Everybody knows him.
No cats in the man cave. Amen.
Yeah.
No cats. Needs to get rid of your cat, man.
Yeah.
The first time a cat messes up my board, it's out the door.
That's why I keep dogs. That's why I have dogs.
That's right. What can we expect next year coming from Tiny Battle Publishing?
And Flying Pig.
And Flying Pig.
Pig.
I don't know. Those questions are always so hard to answer. I can tell you what we have coming up next. I can go 2 games deep with what we have coming up next. The next thing that we're going to put up after we ship Old School Tactical Volume 1, not a reprint, 2nd edition, will be 85 Graveyard of Empires. That'll be when we run the Kickstarter for that. The next thing that comes up after that will be Old School Tactical Volume 4, which is the Mediterranean.
Ooh, I'm interested in that one now.
Yep. So anyhow, those are the next 2 things for Flying Pig.
What's that first one you mentioned? Sorry, Mark. What was that first one you mentioned?
85 Graveyard of Empires. It's the sequel to 65 Squad Level Combat in the Jungles of Vietnam. So it's the same system with some modification, streamlining, and improvement and whatnot. And it's about the Soviets and the Afghan War.
Okay.
No werewolves or anything.
Well, you should have it as an optional rule. I think I think werewolves should always be an optional rule, and
Right,
zombies.
always. Yeah.
Always.
For Tiny Battle, the next thing we have coming out is Stout Hearts.
Oh, looking
Which we
forward to
talked
that.
about. That'll be in November. The next
Oh,
thing we
cool.
have coming out after that will be Rifles in the Nam, which is that rifle series of solitaire games. But this Vietnam adds in a few new things like their tunnel rat scenarios and that type of stuff. And then the next thing coming out after that. So this is probably you're looking November, like in the January, February time frame is going to be the second in the Shattered Union games, Conquering the Valley. So that's what we have coming up immediately for Tiny Battle.
Oh, can I ask a question, Mark? Sorry, can I ask a question? This reprint, or not a reprint, of Old School Tactical has sort of had rules revisions and things like that, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
If I get that and then get the Volume 2, Volume 3, will that affect it, or are they all retro doobry, or do I have to wait for reprints for those?
No, you can use those rules for Volume 2 and Volume 3 also. It doesn't change counters or anything like that. So you can use the updated rules that you get in Volume 1, not a reprint. And if you want to apply those rules to your Volume 2 or Volume 3 game, you can do that.
Right. Okay. I haven't got to wait
for. Is that what you mean?
I haven't got to wait for reprints for 2 and 3, Volumes 2 and 3. Then.
What did you just ask?
I haven't got to wait for reprints, not a reprint of Volume 2 and 3.
No, but what do you mean by you don't have to wait?
Well, you say you brought out Volume 1, not a reprint. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Second edition, not a reprint.
Yeah.
So I have to wait for Volume 2, second edition, not a reprint, and
to
Volume
play
3.
it with the current rules? No, you don't have to wait.
I can play it with the second edition, not a reprint rules.
Yeah, and those are going to be online too. You don't even need to buy,
Oh, so if you've got the original one,
you don't have to. They'll be free online. It's like
I haven't got it yet. I haven't got it yet. I'm thinking of getting it.
All right. Then it's kind of like with Fearful Sacrifice. We have that update kit, and it's a pledge level. It's like $80. I don't know what it is. But we also offer everything that's in the update kit for free for download. So if you just want to download the latest rules, download the new player aid card, download the latest scenario book, and in fact, you'll actually get the meat attack scenario if we get to 35K, which I think we will. In that book, you can do all that for free. You can just download it. Yep. Yeah, but if you want it professionally printed, you got to pay. Yes, sir.
Go on. What tone? Oh, noise. You got shouty. You got domestics. Oh, okay.
I've got twin 10-year-old boys in a.
When is the
order almost?
Not the reprint coming? When is this?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say they're all individual, so they're all separate. So you don't need that. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the rules that are in, if I remember right, the rules that are in not a reprint are the same ones that are in Volume 3.
That's a good question that I couldn't answer honestly. I would say almost. Yeah. I would have to literally ask Shane, sorry, and say, hey, what's the difference? And he could point out a couple of things or something.
Mark,
it's no drastic difference.
Mark, can I ask something? Are you thinking of doing for the UK a sort of no shipping sale, no charge shipping sale?
Are you joking?
No.
No. No.
Thank goodness you're not, though.
It costs so much. I mean, we have toyed with the idea of just shipping them out of our Orlando warehouse, just having a sale where, like, if you're in England, if you're in Germany, if you're in France, Switzerland, doesn't matter. Yeah, you can buy right from us. And we would have a shipping amount figured out, which for something like Old School Tactical Volume 1 is probably in the neighborhood of $50.
Yeah.
And then you would have to pay the VAT when it shows up. It's
Can we get
just
a
ludicrous. It's so hard to
store
figure this
discount with you
problem out.
guys where people put in, the coupon code, the War Room, and they get like 20, 30, 50% off?
You're thinking doing a Dan, aren't you? Doing a Dan, no enemies here.
Yes.
Type in
Right.
the
We need to get our own. We need to start getting our own coupon codes for the
10%
show.
off. Yeah.
25, 100% off.
Free shipping to the UK. Yeah, that's sort of
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, we did something like that when I was on with Kevin Moe, and we did the playthrough of The Long Road. During the show, we gave everybody 20% off that wanted to order it.
Right.
So worked pretty well. So yeah, next time I come on, let's talk about it beforehand, and we'll figure out a code that'll be good during the time of the show to give like people 25% off
that'd be cool. Yeah.
on a particular game, something like that.
Nice.
That'd be cool.
That might pay for most of the shipping, mightn't it? No, if you get 25% off the game, that might, that will be, there, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for Fearful Sacrifice, that math is beyond me. I think the game's 125, so 25% is going to be something like $35, right?
Which is a lot of the shipping. Yeah.
Which is some of the shipping.
Yeah, a lot of the
we found 3 copies of Fearful Sacrifice out in the world. 2 were in Australia and 1 was in Canada. We brought them back here. The 2 copies we brought back from Australia is $171.
I know. They're talking Canada, yeah, and Australia. They're just crazy. They're worse than us.
I don't know. Shipping from here to California is insane.
Mm-hmm.
But shipping from here to anywhere on the East Coast is like cool. But you go to California, there's like a line someplace in the middle of the United States that they double the amount of shipping. I don't get it. It's like why do we pay so much from GMT to ship them here, but if they ship them to like right next door or in the same state, it's like nothing. It's like it's crazy. It's crazy. The shipping is legitimately there's nobody can explain it to me.
I think it's
and what makes it really difficult is it is exactly like you're saying, right? But your shipping software, unless you want to hire a very expensive programming engineer, you have to go with the shipping software supplied by whatever storefront you're using. In our case, it's GoDaddy. So we do these weird machinations with the weight of our games to give even just Americans a reasonable shipping thing. I would have to look, but I think that we have to list volume 1 is only weighing 3 pounds, and it really weighs 8 to make the shipping
work.
Seem correct if it's going across country. It's such a pain in the neck.
Yeah. Like I know people are complaining about shipping costs, but like I've literally had to ship something to California, and it was insane. I could not believe it. It was actually cheaper to ship it on the usually when you weigh it and send it out, no big deal. But it was cheaper for me to use the flat rate box, which is insane to use the flat rate box when the game's like less than 2 pounds. But it was crazy.
Shipping into California is an obscene amount of money. Mm-hmm. But Alistair was saying if you're in California, it's not so bad.
It's $13.
Here's the thing. We can spend all day talking about shipping. We all know it's expensive, and unfortunately, our time is run out.
Oh, tea time. It's tea time.
No, we can pick this up next week when we talk about shipping. Or bananas,
I won't be here next week,
whatever
so
the hell.
That one.
Oh, Tony's
it's my
not
brother-in-law's
gonna be here
50th. So.
Oh, that's right. We're gonna have to find a substitute. We'll find someone. Anyways, guys, we appreciate everyone spending a couple hours with us, talking all kinds of nice stuff.
Always great.
And thank you all for showing up today. We do appreciate it. And of course, thank you to Herman and Mark for coming out once again.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Mark and I will be gaming next weekend together.
Ooh, we will. with
Yep.
Harvey and my oldest daughter, Denver,
Yep.
Nice.
and Tank.
Excellent.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we got a lot of stuff to talk and catch up with you guys, so it's always good. And thanks for got a good look at our Plum Island Horror map, which
Yeah,
looks
that looks
awesome.
cool. That's
We got
really
some
good.
news and updates for what's coming on.
And
With the map
thanks to
with
the
you.
chat. Thanks to the chat for putting up with our usual ramblings and whatnot and
Yes.
stuff. Yeah, thank you guys and girls. Yeah.
Yeah, we do appreciate everyone coming out. We do. And yeah, thanks everyone. We will see everyone next week, same time, same channel.
Thank
It'll
you.
be at least me and Ruff, maybe somebody else. We'll see.
I hope so.
Bye,
Love you
y'all.
all.
Take care, everybody.
There's nothing you can do about it.